Hey everyone, thanks for tuning back in to mattsteinwede.com. It's an absolutely magical day today. It's fantastic. Alright, reading. Why is reading important? I just find that if you spend time reading, nourishing your brain with great things, look how good this day is. Blooming unbelievable. It's like a 10 out of 10 today. Anyway, reading books. I was talking to someone the other day. It's one of the reasons I thought I'd do the video on it, and they said, "Oh no, I don't read too much," which is cool. But I think there's something special about reading and absorbing the information that people have taken the time to put their expertise into a book. It's like you get to, like when someone sits down and writes a book, they pretty much try and make it as good as they physically can, otherwise no one would buy it. And they put everything that they know into that book at that point in time. So you're sort of harnessing that information that might have taken them 20 years to get to a point to have the knowledge and basis of writing that book. So you buy it for 20 bucks or whatever, and you get to absorb all of their knowledge. I think it's something awesome about that. So reading is such an important thing to do. Now, time, sometimes people say, "Oh, I don't have a lot of time to read," or "I don't really like reading," and I understand that as well. I never really read a book until I was about 25, and my reading skills were very limited. And I mean, I could read, but I couldn't read very fast. Couldn't really read some of the words, all of that sort of stuff. And I guess that's, I don't know, it's because I couldn't be bothered when I was a kid, and it didn't really interest me at all. But I understood that the information that was in those books was really, informative, and you could find one or two principles in a book that just makes you think a little deeper and makes you really expand your mind a little bit more. And it's like Earl Nightingale says, I don't know if anyone knows Earl Nightingale, but he was considered like the world's first motivational speaker. The company Nightingale Conant, they're massive. He's the Nightingale of that, Earl Nightingale. So anyway, he says in Think and Grow, or in the narration of Think and Grow Rich, he didn't actually write it, but he narrated it, and the condensed version, he says, the hand that picks up the book, sorry, no, he didn't say that. He says the hand that puts down the book is a very different hand than the one that originally picked it up. Meaning that you learn stuff, basically. You just learn stuff in books. It takes you to a whole nother place. I like stuff that's like Brian Tracy, or biographies of Steve Jobs, and John McGrath's book, which I've mentioned before, and those types of books. I love those ones. I tried to read Warren Buffett's Snowball, but it's so big. It'll take me 400 years to read that. But I started it, and I'm sure over time I'll finish that one day. But here's the thing, we're all busy. We're all busy doing stuff. And whether you think you've got time or you don't think you've got time, this is what I do. I just read 2 pages a day on the toilet. So when I'm there doing a number 2, I just sit there and read 2 pages, or until I'm finished. It's usually like 2 pages, because I'm not an overly fast reader, but I get there. And you know how many books I've read just by doing that? A lot. I mean, I've read it other times, if I get a spare minute on a Sunday, or some spare time on a Sunday, I just sit down and maybe read. But if you just commit to those 2 pages while you're doing a number 2, you'll read lots of books. I have. And the stuff that you've learned out of those books, or the stuff that you learn in those books, that gets etched in your brain. So anyway, that's my little tip for today. Hope you read a lot, and if you don't, maybe pick up some books and give it a go. Alright, while we're on this topic, this is sort of the question I've really got. Any good books at the moment that you're reading? I would love to hear about them myself. Anything that's ringing your bell right now, share it with us. Love to hear about it. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, helping make this real estate world a much better place. See you in the next video.